Hi everyone, it's Chrissy from firstdayofhome.com. Today I'm going to tell you how to make mosaic flower pots. This is a great way to use a broken plate, like a nice piece of china you might have accidentally chipped. Don't throw it away, try this instead. It's a really fun way to decorate your container garden this spring, and I'm going to tell you every step you need along the way. Now let's go ahead and get started crafting. We're going to want to start with some plain terracotta pots. Now you can use a clay pot sealer like this one to seal the inside and outside of the clay pot before you begin. I found this blue and white plate at my local thrift store and thought it would look really pretty as a mosaic flower pot. Be sure to use safety goggles for this project because we will be breaking some pieces of plate. You'll also need a good set of tile nippers and gloves. If you don't have a plate, another good alternative are these pre-cut tiles that you can find at a craft store. I'm also going to be using these in this tutorial. If you're looking for some good stress relief, here it is. You'll want to take your tile nippers and start breaking the plate into smaller pieces. You can see how a cardboard box comes in handy because it does get a little messy as the pieces get smaller and smaller. You can also put the plate within a Ziploc bag and break it inside the bag. Ideally, you want your pieces about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch big. I decided to try this technique on another plate that I found at Goodwill. This one was only a couple of dollars and it's a smaller plate. It's more like a salad plate size, and you'll see I had a harder time breaking this plate. It was just more curved than the dinner plate, and that made the pieces really harder to cut, and I don't think it's best for mosaics on small pots anyway. But you can learn from my mistake and experiment with it, try different sizes of plates and different size pots. Next, you're going to take your tile adhesive and start applying the different tiles in a pattern on your terracotta pot. You can adjust the size of your tiles based on the size of your pot. I'm using very small pots for this tutorial, so again, my tile sizes are about 1/2 inch to maybe 3/4 inch in size. I'm applying my tiles in a random pattern, but you can always get creative with your designs based on the tiles that you have. Now I'm going to take those pre-cut tiles and start to place them around the rim of the pot. Now if I had to do this over again, I would probably start by measuring the rim and then spacing out my tiles so I know exactly how many I need. I probably would have done them a little bit closer together than I ended up doing here. After about 5 or 6 hours, we're ready to apply our mosaic tile grout. I mixed my powdered grout with water until it formed a consistency almost like toothpaste. And then I'm spreading it evenly throughout the tiles with gloves just to make sure I get into all the little cracks and crevices. Now, I wish my tiles had been a little closer together, but it's hard to do on a pot that's this small. My one piece of advice is to make more grout than you think you will need because you don't want to run out in the middle of applying it to your pot. Now I know you're probably thinking that this does not look good. Well, we need to wipe the tile grout off of the tiles to reveal our design, and this is where it gets to look really pretty. I'm using a sponge that's just barely damp, and I'm scraping off the grout to reveal our completed design, and I think it's looking really good. I'm going to let the pot cure overnight so that the grout can really set in before we start to plant in it. By the way, if you're looking for more flower pot crafts with terracotta pots, I'm going to link to another video that you might enjoy. The next day, you can buff your pot with a clean, damp cloth, and then we'll get to planting. Now, I didn't show the step here, but you can choose to seal the grout. There is a mosaic tile sealer that I will link to below that just helps it last a little bit longer. I really hope you enjoy this craft. Again, it's a great way to add your little personal touch to a container garden. And if you have any questions whatsoever, just pop them in the comments below. I'm gonna leave another blog post below with step-by-step instructions in case you'd like to take your time with it. So check that out in the description box below. And I hope to see you around here next time.